We're back. Border Barrels. The bloody season, I've just been informed, is 2 days away, which I probably should have known, but I didn't really. Oh, what? I knew it was coming up.
Yeah, he knew it was like we're in the ballpark of a season happening.
You know, he would have been confused too if he turned it on, because the last game of footy he watched was the 2021 grand final at night, Melbourne Western Bulldogs, and he's going to turn it on and it'd be the same thing.
Yeah, it would have been
He'd be like, I watched this
Are they
already.
still going?
Come on.
They've been trialling the extra time and they're just still going.
No, well,
5
there
months
you go.
later.
They got long COVID.
No, geez, the longest. No, pretty excited for it. So what's the rundown? What are we doing? What do you got?
What have we got? I actually wrote it down. So we're going to do a bit of a SuperCoach team reveal for all of us. So anyone that follows along to the podcast, heading into season 2 after we've had our long pre-season and off-season, we did a little SuperCoach team reveal earlier, and our teams are completely different, I assume. Mine is.
Oh, right.
From our first reveal, yep.
I reckon Simo's is exactly the same, which is brave, but also very worrying.
No, look, you might be surprised. So let's just
Okay.
wait. Let's just wait.
What's that quote from...
He's accessed the Phantom for sure.
Oh,
Yes.
could you access the Phantom in bed, unlike a friend of ours?
No, I was able to. And that helped me come up with this team that I've got.
Nice.
Yeah, so.
And then after that, we might go through a couple of beers because we've drifted away from the beers on the podcast. In the off season, we drifted heavily into the beers.
Oh, yeah, I'm about bloody 3 beers away from having a problem, I reckon.
Yeah, and like I had to shave.
Drink responsibly, everyone.
I had to shave my beard so that I lost a couple of kilos, so I'm not as fat.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you got to do what you got
I'm
to do.
still fit.
Yeah, you always
No, I'm
will
piss
be.
fit.
Fuck you.
Well, I had a birthday and a wedding in the last week.
Yes.
So that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's weird because it was his kid's second birthdays, and he got absolutely written off.
Oh, no. And then my birthday. And then a wedding.
Touche.
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 You forgot my birthday, didn't you?
Huh?
You forgot my birthday, didn't you?
No, I bought you things for your birthday.
Yeah, but then you just said second birthday.
No, like your kid's second birthday.
Did you just forget your kid's second birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It was your kid's second
I
birthday
thought you just
recently.
forgot my 32nd birthday.
No,
Right.
I am more important than my son. And then,
Moving along.
we'll do a little ladder predictor, nice and quick, and then a round 1 preview, because as mentioned by our illustrious Sime, the host, 2 days away.
Us. Hey?
Footy.
You thought that was a sample, didn't you? No, doing it live.
We will just say
Okay.
a quick RIP Warnie. I mean, we do cover a lot of sport on this podcast, and that was very fresh in our minds, unfortunately. So
Yeah, it was one of those ones where, and it was unfortunate. Like there was a few things happening, and it's like, oh, but then Warnie, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you knew him. You just feel like you knew him. He was always super genuine. Gave a lot of time to his fans and that sort of thing, and he was pretty reckless and got caught up in some things. But I think
That's just
I
him
don't know.
being fun.
But it was good. It was good. It gave a lot of other people permission to be themselves, I think.
Yeah.
it's not the years in your life, it's the life in your years.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But, like, I think on him, like, he's the voice of cricket almost. Like,
Yeah.
he had that torch, like, probably not passed to him, like, by the fans from, like, Richie Beno and that era. And then, like, now, as an Aussie watching the Ashes or watching the summer of cricket, it's like Warnie.
Yeah.
But he would
Warnie,
talk
Gilly
and
and
people
all-
would listen. Like he would say, this spinner should play, and they'd go, all right, we'll get him in.
Yeah, and it's pretty funny because, like, Warnie, like you said, got up to some pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, while he was playing, even after he finished playing, like, he was kind of the celebrity of cricket that non-Indian players never
Yeah.
were. Like, Sachin was in India, but, like, Warnie was, like, the celebrity cricketer
But-
in a way.
But yeah, he's just, I don't know, it was crazy. Like he got a Nike sponsorship
Yeah.
and he went to the States and hung out with Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan's holding a bloody Sharon all of a sudden because he took him that.
Neither of them played
Neither
football.
of them played football, but yeah, that was cool. But like he sort of transcended the sport.
Yeah.
And as Grazzi said, when Warnie says something, people listen. I'll never forget that. I think it was a one day and Bay 13 was going fucking nuts. And there was people throwing beer cans and shit on the field because
yeah.
I can't remember the circumstances. And they wouldn't stop. It went on for half an hour and they were talking about how crazy it was. Anyway, Warnie comes out and he just goes over and goes, guys, no more.
They went and got him out of the change room
Yeah.
and said, listen, they'll listen to you.
Yeah, you've got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to go and tell him. And he told Bay 13, he's like, guys, don't. He's doing the signal, don't throw any. don't throw anything, don't throw anything, and they stopped pretty much instantly and got the game back on. Did you guys ever see him play?
I've only ever been to one Australian cricket game.
Yeah.
And it was well after Warnie.
I think I did. I think I went to a game. My dad took me when I was a kid, but we just went to watch Australia bat, and they batted first. And I don't think he batted, so I didn't.
I was lucky. I did see him play once. It was a one dayer. I think the best would be to see him in a test. I saw him one day versus New Zealand, and Chris Cairns had his bloody curly bob, and there was Dan Vittori and all those guys, and had the aqua and black jerseys, the New Zealanders. But yeah, I remember we just smashed it. Like, it was just ridiculous seeing him play live. But yeah.
Do you know he played for the St Kilda Reserves? He could have played AFL.
Yes.
He played, I believe, with Tony Lockett and Danny Frawley at one point.
Yeah, well, it looked like him and at that stage, him and Tony Lockett probably went to the same restaurants as well. So yeah, but no, rest in peace, Warnie, bloody legend.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also bought. Sorry, last story. I'm pretty into leg spin. I don't mind it, but I bought the Shane Warne spinner ball that had where you put your fingers. And they had the little leather pads where you could put 1, 2, 3 and where to hit it for white balls. Yeah, I hope I've still got that at home. Bring that out again. But yeah, anyway, we'll move on. But we might jump into a bit of an intro and get organised, and we'll get stuck into it.
Intro, yeah. I was going to say that thus concludes the Memorial podcast. Tune in next week for the footy.
Yeah, that's right.
No, we got to start with Warnie.
Yeah, I do love you, Warnie.
Us. Come on. Us.
It's going. It's gone. It's a miracle point. Thomas has uploaded the biggest goal of his career. Wow.
The winner of the North Smith Medal in 2010 is Scott Embery.
Yeah, so we're still here. I'm not sure about the intro after, I don't know. We're still here.
I like it because it's.
I like it on TV shows. I think it's better like that. Because that's when you know, now shit's getting real.
That's our cold open.
Yeah.
I
The
suppose-
cold open's always the best part of any show.
But I think we need to have I don't know, maybe we just add if we add a few of those in the intro, maybe it'd be
No
successful.
one tell you life was going to be this way.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
sure.
we've mentioned it in the past. It is a Duck Puppy song, so maybe
Which got flagged on YouTube. Mind you. But
copyright. We've broken copyright, even though a member of the band is on the podcast.
Well, they played with Thirsty Merc, so they're breaking big now.
Yeah, true.
No, look
Yeah.
out.
Only in the summertime.
Look out. Baby in the sun.
I was going to say maybe instead of we can just get you to live drum it.
Yeah, just bloody go for it. We'll still
that'd
get
be-
flagged. What's up first? What are
Bongo
we doing?
circle.
We got
Sup-
SuperCoach team reveals.
Oh, see,
Now, are we raffling off to see who goes first, or are we just going to get straight into
Well,
it
I'll
and
finish coming first.
Go this way.
Amongst the three of us, and probably in Australia, so I may as well go first.
It's funny that you've said that because I don't think you've beaten me in the last couple of years. Have
No,
you?
I
3 or
have in the
4
last
years
2
ago you
years, but
did.
the one finish you had that was higher than me was a lot higher than any finish I've ever had.
Yeah.
Righto,
Top
get stuck
1,000.
into it then. You've called it.
Go on.
Well, just pointing out to start with would rookies, of course. We just got to wait and see which rookies are going to get named. But the structure is done, and I would say this would stay about 95% the way that it is. So, starting from the back line, Jack Crisp, Jaden Short, Lockie Whitfield, James Sicily. So, gone with 4 premium players who I think will all very easily. The first two definitely, I reckon, will average over 110. Whitfield and Sicily around that 95 to 100 mark with their eyes closed. And I've got Josh Gibkiss and Paddy McCartan in at D5 and D6. Love what McCartan's been doing. Saw him live Sydney and GWS played in Albury the other week, which is very nice.
That's a go.
And Gibkiss, intercepting defender
Gibkiss.
from Richmond. Not the most ideal pick because his role won't be to score heavily. He'll play a bit more lockdown, but at the moment he's looking to have strong job security. So he's a wait and see because if any other rookies are announced as being named in the back line, that could change. But at the moment, the bench cover is Boyd from Carlton, who played pretty well in the Pracky games, 123k, and Nathan, I believe it is, O'Driscoll from Freo. So that'll be a bit of a wait and see on those guys being selected. And the midfield's sort of stayed the same for a long time now. So Jackson McRae, you can't go wrong with Jackson McRae or Clayton Oliver. I think that's just a 1-2 punch.
Either or. Have you got both? Or
I've got both, and I think that they'll both go 135 plus on Wednesday night, the season opener. M3's been interesting. It was Darcy Parish for a while. It was Tom Mitchell for a little while, and now it's after his 41 disposals, Josh Kelly. Only in 7% of teams. So a bit of a pod this year. He's burnt people before, but he's finally...
You know Pod.
No.
Point of difference.
Alive. Feel so alive.
Or like a cast, but it's like a podcast. But
yes. Yes, excellent.
This.
This
you.
thing. Yeah,
Thank you for the education.
Also known as a point of difference. So a player potentially under 10% ownership in SuperCoach would be a bit of a difference. So if they score 140 and a lot of people don't have them, then you're doing pretty well. Lockie Neal in at M4. If you don't have him, you need to reevaluate your side. Jared Berry.
Do you have Lockie Neal just as a quick...
That's not
I'm just
my
really
turn.
interested
Not
because he's
my
making
turn.
bold claims.
Yeah, I knew he wouldn't give up just yet. Jared Berry, so only at 268k. He's had some very high scoring seasons in the past. Injury affected last year, so didn't score very well. Had the two practice games, scored 151 and 82, I believe. So I think he's got to get him in at that price. And then the three rookies, Horn, Francis, Dacos and Ward, who a lot of people are running with. You don't normally run with that many high-priced rookies, but they just look like they're going to hit the ground running. And on the bench at the moment, Saligo, McDonald and Hoff, I think, are we saying
Huff?
Brody Hoff
Huff.
from the West Coast Eagles.
Like Huffy.
He does look like
a fantastic
a
bike
small
manufacturer.
Hoff might actually blow him out of a tall building because he's very, very slight of build, but he's played pretty well in the Pracky games. And as we may have just found out before, the Eagles are down to 26 fit players now that Tim Kelly has COVID.
Yeah.
And Nick Naitanui is on COVID protocol.
Is it? I don't want to get caught up in that, but isn't that a bloody shit fight? Like 2020 hindsight, but you could kind of read the tea leaves. Like, you know, you've
sort of clever. That 2020 hindsight was
there you go. But like, you know what I mean? It's like, what did he think was going to happen? Unfortunately, that's sort of the way they all run through.
Well, it's the herd immunity. Like, we've kind of gotten to the other side of the hill. Like, it's still happening, don't get me wrong. But, it's not as...
The Victorian
like, it's just
clubs.
there. It's around now, whereas WA is kind of feeling what we felt, not originally, but, like, at the height of it. They're like, it's all coming.
Yeah.
It's here now.
Yeah.
So they're going to have a
got to worry about mosquitoes now. That'll be the next thing.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a headache.
Pavlova virus. No,
come to think of it.
Pavlova virus.
What's it called?
Fuck, if there's a Pavlova virus,
I'd
what's that? Just everything tastes like Pavlova.
Human Pavlova virus is turning people into Pavlovas.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I'd be a
He's down the
Pavlova.
street.
I'm basically a Pavlova.
People are licking you. Grundy Gorn in the rucks with Jack Hayes on the bench from St Kilda, 102k. We're hoping he does play. Big mature body out of the Sandful.
Mature body.
And the forward line, a lot of people are running with different structure in the forward line. I've actually gone for a bit old school, which is basically 3 premiums, 1 mid-pricer and 2 rookies. But the mid-pricer you could count as a premium, being Stephen Canelio. The 3 premiums, Josh Dunkley, Dustin Martin. I just feel like I mentioned in the last pod, I just feel like it's going to go one of 2 ways, and his form in the practice games was very strong. I think
he sounded worried when you said that, didn't he? He was like, Dustin?
No, I'm worried. I'll tell you why I'm worried in a sec about Dustin Martin.
I'll tell you.
The main reason I'm worried. Zach Butters. You had him last. Simo was the first one in on him last year, and I think you've just got to have him.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Simo, when he injured himself, he was making so many trades to fix all the rookies that he just had Zach Butters sitting there.
And then he got injured, dickhead, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Very injured.
Sorry. Was that bad?
No, it was funny because I said, he got injured, so that Simo had him, and you went, yeah, then he got injured.
Makes sense.
But it's funny because
you
didn't mean to, but yes, he got injured, spent a lot of time away, came back and did get injured again.
Yeah. No,
is that what you meant?
No, I sort of tuned out for a moment, which which happens.
Nearly done.
I wish we had we need a producer that sits off to the side that counts Simo's blackouts.
Yeah, and also
when he just goes dead in the eyes, he's just like.
Yeah. Also, they need to tell me to shut up and let Grazzi do his team. Sorry.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm running through it. That's F5. Josh Rochelle,
Rochelle, I reckon.
He
It's cooler.
looked great. He looked fantastic in the preseason. He's 184K, but worth having. And then Sam De-Koning. I will be Sam De-owning him.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's looked great at Geelong. I think there's still a spot for him, even with Tom Stewart returning to
Well,
that
it's
side.
not so much Tom Stewart. It's the impending return of
January.
Jack Henry, who they didn't think would be available for round
Yeah.
one. I just wanted to make a quick mention of Josh Rochelle. You said he looked good, and he looked good as a footballer, but by God, he is a handsome young man,
He is.
and he is quite solid
And almost border boy.
for a young fella.
Played for Murray Bush Rangers.
Did he?
Yep.
Is he the soccer one, or is that Campbell
Yeah,
Chester?
I think that was Campbell Chesser, who can't.
He's
stay
local too.
fit. Yeah, he is. He played for Bulldogs,
Yeah,
I believe.
Couple of border boys.
Yeah, and then with Nick Martin and Hugh Dixon
Yeah.
on the bench.
Get around Hugh Dixon.
Yeah, he's a big fella, plays in the ruck forward. But I think we think he'll get a game with all the injuries at West Coast.
Yep.
The only reason I mentioned Dustin Martin being a concern for my team is a couple of times he's been downgraded to Isaac Heaney or Taron Thomas or Zach Bailey in my side to save a bit of money, because this side I just read out has a remaining salary of $100,
Nice. That's
which
good.
is the bare minimum.
Well, could be good.
No,
It
well
could be
done.
good. I can't do a hell of a lot with upgrades or corrective upgrades, but at least I can with downgrades. So, yeah, that's the team we're running with. I'm pretty happy with the structure. And once I score 1,700 in round one, I will curse all this hard work I've done.
Yep. It's always the way. We spend many, many hours on our Supercoach team only to be shit all the time.
Anyway, and our team name has been the hardest part, and we've landed on Ward of the State, which every year I try and have a Hawthorn player pun, and I had to get Josh Ward in somehow. It's the
What
only
was
thing I could
the
think
one
of.
that I came up with that...
Tracy Scrimshaw.
That's a pretty good one. I don't think I came up with that one, though.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty. But you came up with it, so I couldn't use it.
Oh, did I come up with that one?
You came up with it. If I'd have come up with it, I would have
My
kept
memory's way out today.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
all over the
stuffed,
place. Cooked. Righto, Simon, do you want me to go first?
Yep.
You're going to round it out with
Yeah,
your
I'll round it out,
Supercoach
boys.
winning team.
Oh, bloody rounded it out.
I reckon I'm pretty much just going to repeat Zach in a lot of spots here. So my defenders had Jake Lloyd up until about 2 days ago. Not really sold. Well, 2 days ago when he played his Amy game. Wasn't really sold. So I've gone Jack Crisp, Jaden Short. They're my only premiums.
Okay.
Which, it's funny because I've been reading a lot that defence is the area where you want a lot of premiums, but I think I've found some value.
Yeah, that's good.
Bargain picks. And I've gone George Hewitt. Looks like he's going to play on ball. Sam Walsh is ahead of schedule, but they still think they're gonna maintain the date that they set him. Even though he is looking good, they just don't want to run the risk.
He ought to play anyway. He's the best
Yeah.
22 player, regardless.
Heath Chapman looks like he could be a big breakout on that Freo team. Could be playing on a wing, even if wing, halfback, both good scoring positions for someone like him who's very athletic and very good with the footy. Same as Mitch Hinge from Adelaide. The only problem is not quite a hinge joint, but his shoulder. There's a photo of him online at the moment, and his right shoulder
He's
is
Rafa.
taped. And unfortunately, the poor bloke must be left-handed because his left shoulder is fucking jacked, and his right shoulder looks like the muscle got removed as a kid.
He looks like Quagmire in that episode where he discovers internet porn.
Yeah, like he's absolutely ripped on the left, and I'm like, no wonder your right one doesn't work.
Yeah, right. Probably needs to sort that out.
Might have been the photo.
Yeah. But then, like, do you know that the amount of people that recently... I don't even watch that much tennis. The amount of people recently, when I mentioned it, didn't know, like, Rafa has, like, one big arm.
Yeah,
Like, it's so obvious. First time I watched him, I'm like, what's with that?
big left hand. And then I've got Paddy McCartan at D6. And then I'm running with Gibcus and currently De-Koning on my bench, which, again...
You have full coverage of players, which is a
Yes,
strong one.
I have 30 players that should play round one, which
That's pretty good.
I don't normally do. Normally I have a loop in each position, but I think this year especially just because with COVID, I just want to make sure that I'm covered everywhere.
Get
Like
players playing.
I don't want a Tim Kelly situation where they're like, COVID positive, and it's like, fuck, I don't trades. Midfields, McRae, everyone should have McRae, as Zach said.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Jack Steele took Miller. He's my man. He was actually second picked behind McRae. He's a gun, and I love watching him. And that's like I'm never going to win Supercoach, so I want to have players that I still enjoy watching. Like I'm not picking Degoe because I hate. Sorry, Jordan, you're a bit of a wank.
No, it's just he's not many people's favourite player in the AFL.
Yes, yeah, and so I
Especially
don't
for
want
non-Collingwood support.
Yeah, I don't want to go for him. If that makes sense, I don't want to be.
He makes it hard.
Get a touch.
He makes
Get
it
a
hard.
touch.
Bonked most years, 'cause I love him.
That's okay. That's a better thing. He makes it hard to like him.
Yeah.
Then I've got Lockie Neal, Matt Rao, Jared Berry, Horn Francis, Dacos in my starting mids, and then on my bench, again, a lot of money sitting on my bench, but Josh Ward, Dylan Stevens, and Connor McDonald. But I know you want to do it.
Nah.
You were sitting there ready to do
I
it.
was.
Connor! Every time.
I hope he plays with that ruthlessness.
But yeah, Connor McDonald could interchange for your Jake Saligos or your Cooper Stevens. I've got a lot of money sitting. I've still got 16K in the bank.
It's a lot more than what I've got.
Gorn, Grundy, Hayes, same as Grazzi. Forwards, Dunkley, Butters, Canelio, Mitch McGovern, which could be all over the place. I think he's going to be the one, like, again, not winning Supercoach, but I think the person that wins Supercoach will start or not start Mitch McGovern.
It's going to be the
which
difference.
way he goes. Like, if he goes well, the person that wins will have had him.
He's going to average 40 and get injured after 3 games, or he's going to average 110. And if you didn't have him, it's like, like you're going to get him in, but you're going to feel so dirty trading in Mitch McGovern that you probably won't end up doing it.
But the thing is, for me, he's at that price where I can quite easily change him to around that price, like Cam Rayner, Archie Perkins, Charlie Curnow, Hugo
Gresh,
Ralph-Smith.
or is Gresh too much? At that point?
He's about 40k more, so you'd have to make a few moves. Then at F5, we mentioned Tim Kelly being out. I've gone Patrick Naish.
I like that pick. I like Patrick Naish.
He was good at Richmond last year. His average was brought down because he came on as a sub twice, I believe. Got delisted. West Coast have no players, so they picked him up, and he played 37% game time in the Amy series, scored about 60.
Yeah.
14 touches, a goal, 85% disposal efficiency, no clangers, and I reckon that's what he probably not the no clangers part, but he can kind of average
He's
that,
a
I
good
reckon.
kick. Also, we should make him a favourite of the pod because I think he has his own podcast, I believe.
Does he?
Yes, so maybe we need to try and...
Crossover episode.
Yeah, get him to dial in.
And then Rochelle, and then on the bench I've got Nick Martin and Hugh Dixon.
That's it?
That's it.
I'm up.
That's the footy boys with a Z and an I.
Righto. So, here comes Border Barrels. But the only thing is it's not as crazy as you'd think. But what's happened, I've copped a lot of flack.
Yep.
From the other pod, there's been outside bloody criticism that my team's shithouse.
Maybe we need to keep your team shit because we've never had that much feedback.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah.
The amount of feedback we've
the
had
200 views we've had on
Yes.
as well.
So, and I don't know who sort of told me. They were like, listen, that team would be good if you're picking them to play a game of football.
Yeah.
You've chosen a good team that would play well. But as far as stats and Supercoach, not very good. So, we're playing to win.
Here we go.
So, what do I do first? I was sort of taking notice. Is the backs? Is that what's going on?
Yep.
Defenders, as they know. Lloyd,
Yep.
Short.
Great pick.
Oh.
Whitfield,
Yeah.
Sin,
Yep.
Yep.
because he'll probably play.
We're hoping he does. He'll be in my team if he's named for
If
sure.
he
Yep.
plays, great pick. If he doesn't, we can fix that. That's fine. That's easy.
Yep.
Yep.
McCartan.
Yep, great
Because P. McCartan, I had an IT teacher called P. McCartan.
Oh.
I hope he's had less concussions than Paddy McCartan.
Oh, well, I don't know. At times, you'd
one
wonder.
of those teachers that you don't know.
Nah, he was good. He was a legend.
Interestingly, you'll find when you watch Paddy McCartan this year, because I don't think you've seen him play for St Kilda because he only got into footy last year, has his little diabetes tab.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
He says he feels hungover most days. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, he has
Yeah.
the little, and it like, how's it work? Like it's a Bluetooth thing. Is it like connected to your phone and like your NFC kind
Wouldn't
of?
it be?
God, we've come a long way.
Oh,
Fairly
bloody
sure-
oath.
I'm fairly sure it's like, your phone and you tap it like Apple Pay and it's like blood sugar, bleh.
Insulin. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
As much as that's handy, I'll be like, look, you can keep that. I want the diabetes dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want the little whippet.
On the field with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you can go get the ball.
Yeah.
No, you'd be too nervous.
Oh.
Aren't they nervous?
But they're lovely though.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah.
O'Driscoll as well.
Yep.
And I've got, I was trying to come up with a similar pun to you, Gratz, but I don't. De Koning,
Yep.
and some other bloke, what's his name? Angwin from GWS.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan Angwin.
Angwin. Penguin.
Yeah.
So what next? What do I do next?
Midfield.
Midfield.
Not sure Angwin
good
will
stuff.
play. Not heard.
That's
much
On the
preseason,
bench
but
though, yeah.
that's
So I've gone against everything, but I did have Steele last year, so I've got Steele.
Great call.
I've got McRae
Yes.
because he does score the most amount of points.
Yep. Love that.
Took.
For you. Yep. Love that.
Who I don't know. I don't think he's
Where
my
the
favourite
fuck
player.
did they give him more money?
Who are you and what have you done?
Yeah,
with
well,
Simon?
just you wait. Just
Has he
you
got
wait.
more money than us?
So Clayton Oliver.
What?
He wrote
He's
it.
got all four.
Yep. Neil.
What?
I have $100 left and you're
Yeah,
throwing this shit at
He's
me.
naming all the good ones. He's like, can
Barry-
I just have all the good ones,
Come
please?
on. Then I've got Barry,
Yep.
Nick Dacos,
Yep.
Stevens,
Okay.
and then I've got bloody Elijah Hollins,
Yep.
bloody Dave Warner on the bench.
Oh, yeah. What's Chad's
Is
brother's
that
name?
sorry? Is that the Warner from Sydney or Fremantle?
Nah, Sydney. It's not
Okay.
Dave. It's not Dave.
It's
the
Chad's,
new one.
Yeah.
Chad's brother.
Chad's younger brother.
Yeah. So I got him.
Also known as Warner Bros.
Warner Brothers.
Warner
Good
Bros.
one.
That's it. And I don't know this bloke. What's it? I can't even. Titus.
Titsas.
Titsas.
Yeah, that's Titsas, isn't
James
it?
It's
Titsas.
CTAS, I think.
Titas. And that's good. This is just based on the draft because those guys went pretty high. No.
Well, Warner was higher than I think people expected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Corey. That's Corey.
Corey.
I just Googled it.
Yeah.
Well,
Corey,
Sitas wasn't drafted.
Story. Allegory.
He was a late pick. But yeah, he comes with a very good reputation.
Yeah, well, he seemed all right. I've read a few things that he was good and get him in there. So
stuff.
forwards next. Is that what I do?
Ruck.
Ruck. So I got Gorn and Grundy.
Yes.
Not Justin.
Surely at this point his forward line's full of 102k rookies.
It has to be.
No.
It's me and you. Cooter's in there.
That's pretty good. Williams but I don't really like that because I'm sort of reconsidering anyone from the West.
But Bailey Williams could be a good shout because it's a similar thing to the Hugh Dixon play. Is
Yeah.
that
He's playing.
he's going to play because they've got no players.
Yeah.
He's getting better.
Nui is possibly he's one of the close contacts. We assume he hasn't been at training.
No.
Yeah.
And Jack Darling, we didn't think would play anyway, but did get his COVID vaccination, but then did his ankle.
Yeah.
So I think Bailey Williams he'll get picked before Hugh Dixon.
Is he at F1?
Oh no,
No,
it's
it's R3.
Oh,
We're not even in
gotcha.
the forwards yet.
Oh, right, okay.
so now get this.
Yep.
Dunkley
Yep.
Butters is back.
yeah, I haven't done the math, but I'm...
Caniglio, Ralph Smith,
Yeah, great pick. I've got him in my team
McGuinness
before.
is in.
okay.
Yeah.
That's why I was talking about him earlier.
Nice.
Is it Rochelle?
I think Rochelle.
Rochelle, the handsome
I'm happy to
man,
just call him Rachel for the purpose of
up
this
the front
podcast.
there. Parker and Butler.
Parker. Who's Parker?
Is that
Charlie?
Charlie? And by the way, just from our last podcast, I made Graham Parker. Charlie Parker was a very famous jazz musician.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go. Probably should have
If
known.
you've seen the movie
who was
Whiplash.
after Parker? Who was your other one?
Butler.
Ah,
the
yeah.
Hawthorne Butler.
But we're not sure if he's going to play. You
Sam
reckon?
Butler. Well, he could play by the
think
end
he'll
of the
play later
season,
in the
but not
year.
early.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
can you press save team? How? has
$16,000.
What the fuck?
He's going to beat us.
Oh, 100%.
You've made a lot of people very proud.
Who did
You've
that?
made us proud.
Who made that team?
Me.
Bullshit.
I've been doing a bit of research.
Nice.
Something's happened.
His ladder won't be very good at this point.
Yeah, he's like Collingwood to win it all.
Yeah.
or maybe
Goal cunts.
Well, maybe the girl counts. Yeah, so that's my team. There's a few players that I did keep, but no, I'm playing to win, and I got bloody raked over the coals, if that is the phrase, because I had a shit team. So I've just given it a crack.
You know, the thing is that we actually have been talking during the week, like, fuck, I can't wait till he gives us his shit Supercoach team. Because we had an awesome sound clip, and now you've just gone and made our teams look shit, and we had this.
I'm that angry that I can't even pick a good player.
And
I'm that angry now. I'm worried I can't pick a good
like,
player.
this is me
I'm
now.
that angry that I can't even pick a good player.
But can we go through, what are your projections?
Yeah, projected round one score. I can do that.
1868.
Yep.
1750.
So mine, would you believe, was less. Do I know the button? I should have. Okay, I should just fucking ask.
No, click that toggle, that SC plus toggle, I think.
Touch your toggle.
Oh, that didn't.
No, it was somewhere else.
Exit that right part.
How do I live without you? I want to know. Look, long story short, it was 1800 or something. It wasn't as high as you'd think, considering how good my team
And
is.
projections too, they only
I'm very
project
worried
23 for the rookies.
Yeah,
that
but
are
imagine
playing.
if Simo comes out round one with a 2300. So just think about that happening.
I hope
Well,
you do.
I was going to offer him some tips like when teams come out, but fuck him. He can do
Nah,
it
he can do it
himself.
himself now.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's well and truly lost his L place.
Yep.
He's gone straight from L's to full life.
Yeah, don't you worry about it. I can't wait because I reckon you will. You might. I'm not sure, but like one of you will be awake for a little bit longer tonight. Go. I wonder what he's up to.
I want to see a bank statement. I reckon he sent someone money.
I think he listened back to our last podcast and he's taken our advice.
Well, there's a
No.
lot of overlap with the players though.
Yeah, but have you bought like a subscription to someone?
Does SuperCoach Gold get you an extra 40k this year
It must.
in your salary cap?
Yeah,
Nah.
'cause how the fuck's he done that? If
Yeah.
I make that team, I've gone over.
I don't have to redo my team. I can't go into the season with $100. How am I going to go into the season with $100?
Well, I can't go into the season with any of the players I've got.
Well, listen. All I know is my team is much better than it was at the start of last year because I hit save.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last time I didn't hit save and had to trade all the players that weren't playing.
Can I tell you the only issue now with you having the players we have? If they get injured, we're blaming you.
Okay.
That's how these things
logic.
work.
I'm not sure of the logic there. But I'll tell you who I would have had as well. Walshy.
Yep.
Walshy's got to get in there.
Yep.
And bloody my mate Aaliyah. I'm getting him in there at some
yeah.
stage. He's still my favourite, even though he's not in there. But
Yep.
anyway.
You've done well. This is going to
I'm
be
having
good.
a
It's going to be
fucking
competitive.
crisis.
That's all right. I reckon we move on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
move
we
on.
need to
What do we
get out of
got?
it. Like, all right, what do we got? Ah, you went to the wrong one, Gratzy.
Thanks, Basil.
New little transition.
Oh,
year,
I
new us.
see what you're using it for. Okay,
Yes.
there you go.
Straight into the bees.
Great drums on that. Great drums.
Also, the intro song Napoleon by Duck Puppy available.
one
now.
word.
Um,
Little D,
yeah.
Big P.
Now we're gonna
Oh.
get double fucking copyrighted. God damn! Don't do that. We'll get copyrighted for that.
Do that in Shazam and see if it works.
There's so many memes about that. It's like you should be able to like hum into Shazam and it just tells you what song it is, and that would be amazing because like you're somewhere and you get your Shazam out and you're holding it up and then people are talking and it doesn't work anyway.
Yeah.
Well, what about before Shazam when you're googling do?
I was trying to remember the song lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, well I was doing a bit of that. Anyway, what do we got? What do we got now?
All right, straight into the beers.
Beers,
Time.
righto.
We'll go reverse order. Simo, get into it.
Cool. So I have been getting fair into these guys of late. The Veil.
Dangerous.
Yeah, I know.
I've not tried any Veil.
Haven't you? Oh, dude, you would love it.
Your
So
bank account won't.
yeah, your bank account
And
will
I've
not.
only got $100 left in my Supercoach salary. I cannot manage my
You'll
funds.
have to take
Out of
somebody out.
Richmond, Virginia. This particular one is white, Miata, which I assume is white. Is it?
Yeah, it could be.
But anyway,
me-
it's
I'll
delicious. It's an IPA. What do we got? 6%. Double dry hopped. It's a little bit more bitter than I thought.
What's the
thought
white
it was gonna
coming
be.
into it? Is it meant to be
Miata
like
apparently is reward.
Oh, okay.
But it's also, what's the car? That's my Miata.
white reward?
Bench
Oh,
warmers.
Yeah.
White reward.
Yeah.
I
okay.
know, so there's a list of white rewards.
oh.
But yeah, so I can tell by the colour that it's not going to be as juicy as I would like it to be. It's sort of more grapefruity and a little bit bitter, but it's nice.
Can you just quickly, for us and the audience, just tell us the fruits you don't like in beer because they're very particular.
Yeah, well, I pretty much don't like the POG situation. So guava, whatever that is. Well, I like passion fruit, so that's separate.
Yep.
Orange, and peach, like the stone fruit. I'm not that into.
Yeah, okay.
There's a few specific ones because I think sometimes the stone fruit, particularly peach, I'll have a drink and be like, is this off? because it's like quite tart or something as well. But I like a big, juicy, sweet, big bomb.
Yep.
Is probably what I would.
Bing bong.
I do need to get you into the shapeshifter beers then.
Yeah, it sounds good. Right, sorry. Moving on. What do we got? Hud?
I have. Where'd you get that?
Oh, I have to look it up.
We'll come back to you.
Oh, no, that one beer deluxe.
Yep.
But I often get some Vale beers from somewhere else, which I'll reveal later on.
Okay.
Oh.
So I have One Drop Brewing Co. Out of, where are they? They're Sydney somewhere, aren't they? Botany.
The Bay.
This is the Mantis, a fruited hazy dipper. It is quite good. Like, it's definitely fruited. Let me see if that.
With what fruit?
Yeah, that's what I'm. Mango,
Yep, I'm in.
guava,
Yeah.
and banana puree.
Oh, okay, I need to get this. And the can art is fantastic.
Yeah. So it's apparently
Please also put my nostrils to your beer.
brewed for our third birthday.
Thank you. Third, is that all?
Third birthday for One Drop.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
They've been making some good beers for only 3 years.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's bloody beautiful. Very fruity, very boozy, which is
What's it coming in at?
coming in at a whopping 7.9%, 2.7 standard
Just for the
drinks.
listeners, you're not driving home.
Yeah, not driving home.
Nope.
Um,
Neither.
Yeah, I'm staying here tonight.
And I live here.
Yeah, same. I do now. But yeah, I got this one from the Goods Shed in Wodonga. Went over there. Don't tell my wife. She doesn't know I went.
Oh, okay. We won't tell.
Cut that part.
Edit
Stole
that
that too.
Yep.
But yeah, that's me.
Anyway, they both look delicious, and I'd love to try them both. I can't say the same for you guys in return because I know that the style of beer I have is not something you guys are into.
Is it a bloody saison?
It is a
Yeah, fuck the say.
So it is the King River Brewing, and I didn't mean again to keep it local. I just bought something that wasn't going to kill me after footy training, and I could drive home after. So this is a Slippery Ella saison. Now, I have only had Ella in two things before, and that was a single hop Ella IPA at Bridge Road, Beechworth. And now these guys. So I don't know if Ella hop is from around these areas or something.
I was
But
going
I've only
to.
had it
Hey,
in two-
you ain't from around these
I've
parts,
only had it.
are you?
Yeah, I've only had it in two local beers before. But so this is actually a saison, so it's got that really sort of fresh, wheaty, almost banana-y sort of European style flavoring. But there's a bit of like hop bitterness to it as well. And it's actually said. So it was a warm day today. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And I just came from footy training, running around for an hour and steaming up my car when I got back in. This was a very tasty warm-up weather beer. That was their intention. And they've nailed it, and it's incredibly refreshing. And I'm sure if you guys even, like, you're not sampling this one, but if you did sample it, I don't think you'd dislike it.
Well, there you go. My only question with it is why on earth is Ella so slippery?
Yeah.
What's
I'm
she
not
up
sure
to?
either. Unless it's like a play on the way that they've actually, like, chucked the hop in. Was
Yeah.
it wet hopped?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Don't know.
Yeah, but
Maybe they didn't mean to put it in and it slipped out of their hands and fell in.
But yeah, no, I've had a few King River beers on here before. I don't know if I've actually had a saison, but I'm the only saison fan amongst the three of us.
Yeah.
Mitta actually make probably my favourite, straight up saison. It's just so fresh tasting. They've got all the hop feel behind the cool brewery there. So, yep, there you go. Big.
Ella is the sister of the Galaxy Hop, so they have the same mother.
Oh, right.
That's
Okay.
interesting.
Cool.
So
Is the other one called Umber?
No, is that more science knowledge?
Umbrella.
Oh.
Ella.
Nah, that's pretty good.
is it
Yeah, it's all right.
I have kids, I'm allowed to.
Hey?
kid? This parentage gives Ella a pleasant floral aroma that is backed by soft spice. They work best in lagers and pilsners, but they can be incorporated into pale ales and IPAs during dry hopping. Was that the dog?
Oh, Coach. Yeah.
Fucking have a go at that. Oh, Jesus. What have you taught
There's a
this
new
dog?
sample.
I've been
Hang
trying.
on, hang on.
Fuck you, dog!
I might be out for the rest of the podcast. I've been trying to catch. So, one thing about Cooter, is he burps and he farts like a human. And I have been trying to catch that on video for so long. Sorry, please keep going. Oh,
Anyway.
jeez. Oh,
We
you
peak
l-
now.
you
Anyway,
lunatic.
3 very nice beers.
Yeah, sorry. Very good.
Why is he
That
keep
was
trying to
great.
get on the mic? He's getting really. He's like, can I talk?
Yeah, he wants to burp some more. Oh,
The microphone.
goodness me.
You're not holding it. I hold the microphone.
Oh, all right. What do we got next? What do we got? What's on the agenda here?
No, we better. Should we take a little break? So
We'll
you
take a
can have
look. Yeah.
This is my masterclass.
That was Coot's masterclass on bloody digestion. All right. We'll take a break for a minute. And we're back. We're back. Oh,
Zach
jeez.
just had to go do a couple of maintenance work.
Now, great, so I had to go do a couple of maintenance. I had to stop.
As the supporters.
I had to stop laughing. Poor old Coot with his big burp. I'm so glad we caught that. That's funny.
That's
Oh.
going to be fun to try and extract.
The other
Yes.
thing for the break, I ran off just to blow the snoz, and I thought Simo yelled out, "No, I was shaving my pubes," as I misheard the last word. He meant beard. So then when I came back, all I said was, "I wasn't shaving my pubes in there," but these guys weren't expecting that.
Yeah, and,
quick-
and if he was, geez, he was quick. I want to know his technique.
Had
And
one.
also, like, he runs on such a schedule, 8:38. It's like, pubes, must be shaved.
Well,
now.
as you guys know, every 10 a.m. every day, peanut butter, rice cakes. And then
8:38.
8:38 every night.
Pube shave.
Right, let's keep it
Fucking
moving.
shit.
Let's keep it
Pluck.
moving. What do we got? There's ladder predictions. Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Ooh, all
Would
right.
you like to go
Oh,
back?
fuck, I can't do it. I just realised my phone's filming and it has the screenshots.
Yeah, but
of
like
my ladder
you
prediction.
can bloody remember.
Yeah, actually, it's in my notes.
I'll-
This is not the good. This is this is the one I did after the season finished last year.
Well, that's pretty interesting.
which
Yeah,
I
let's
think,
hold you to it.
I think is very accurate.
Well, look, I'm happy to lead it off because we go back reverse order, but I also
Yeah.
think that you're going to hate some of the stuff I've come up with. But
Hawthorn, fourth.
yeah, I'll just
Hawthorn.
preface this by saying
Hawthorn.
every year, at least I think on average, 3 or 4 teams from the finals don't play finals the following year, and they're
Yeah.
replaced by other teams. I think I've only got 2 or 3 max, but I've taken that into consideration.
But that, and like, just as a preface on this, you can only take it from what you saw last year and player movements. Like, there's always going to be
And
that
pre-season,
weird one.
some
Like,
pre-season
Melbourne won the premiership. They're 3 games that they lost last year. They drew with Hawthorn and they lost to who? North and Adelaide.
Yeah,
So, like, we can't predict that.
no.
So
No,
there's
you
always
can't.
going to be those
There's
weird
50-50s.
ones. That's why we're not going game by game, because you can't do that.
Yeah. But I've ended up with minor
Yes.
premiers, Brisbane Lions. Yep. Very similar top 4, second and third Melbourne and the Western Bulldogs. As you said, last year's form.
Yep.
Got them there. I've got GWS
Big jump.
actually having a bit of a jump up. I just think they're going to hit. I actually like their form more than any other teams through the preseason. I think it's just, if they stay fit, I think they'll be.
The only thing
this
that
year.
scares me about GWS is they are starting behind the 8 ball in terms of Toby Green being out for quite a long time.
So that's the thing. They just have to try and break even
Yeah.
at worst through those games, and he's so important to them. Once he's back in,
Yeah.
they'll be ready to go. There is Pakistan versus Australia, right?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm just,
Oh, you can if you want.
Just trying to
So-
get something in the
In
background.
the
here.
background. Okay, that's the top 4. I got Richmond jumping back up.
Okay,
Maybe
yeah.
just for 1 year, though. I'm not convinced it's going to be long term, but I think they'll just, if they play to their best and everyone stays fit, Dion Prestia. Stay fit, Dion Prestia. Geelong, they're not going to fall too far. I think they'll win most of their games at home. All 7 for 99, Pakistan. We like that. I hope Swepson's taken a couple.
0.
How do you know?
It said.
What is this pitch?
Yeah, no.
It's better than the one from the first test.
Jesus.
Then we've got, here's the jump. My big call for the year. If they stay fit, I like who they've recruited with the kids.
Recruited.
Fremantle.
Okay.
In
What's
7th.
this? 7th. Oh,
7th.
Okay.
And Sydney rounding out the top 8.
Yep.
Essendon 9th.
Ah.
I think Essendon are going to Stagnate sounds like a negative word. I don't think in this case it is a negative
Well,
word.
technically, it's actually a downgrade, but 8th, 9th.
Did you guys win 12 and lose 10 last year?
Probably.
I think you'll do the same again but finish 9th.
Fucked if I can
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got you finishing 9th, and that's with a harder draw. Last year, the Bombers only won one game against top 8 sides.
Yeah,
This
we
year-
got stitched up with that draw thing when they did like the hardest draws. We were like 6th. And it's like, come on.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But
Help us
I
out.
don't know if I actually rate a lot of young players and your leaders and guys like Darcy Parish standing up, and I like what Sam Draper's looking to accomplish. Here's the people that are going to fall, and another big call for the year in regards to a coach being sacked. But Port Adelaide,
Okay.
10th. I just think they had their chance. They've lost 2 prelims now, and that might be it for them. Then Carlton and St Kilda in similar positions to last season.
Yep.
I've then got my own side, Hawthorn, is that 13th?
Yep.
Yep, which is not a huge jump. There's one spot higher than last year. I've got us. Here's the thing. If Sam Mitchell decides he wants to just play the kids and a bunch of older best 22 players from the last couple of years don't get picked, I think we'll probably finish bottom 4. If he plays a mixture, I don't see why a team with...
No, we're not doing a list management. Just
No, I'm just saying, you got Sicily and Guston returning.
Yep.
Some really good youth, young kids. I'm not expecting guys that had breakout years like Kaziski, Giath and Moore to go backwards.
righto.
I don't see why we can't win 8 or 9 games. And then West Coast. And bottom 4 being, in this order, North Melbourne, Adelaide, with more injuries for them, unfortunately, as well. Gold Coast, Ben King. And unfortunately, I don't rate Collingwood's prospects, and I've got them as wooden spooners.
Cool. Alrighty. I'll do mine then, I guess. And again, this was done quite soon after the grand final. So I don't even think I had player movement involved in this, but I'm pretty happy with. I'd take this into the year. Top 8 in order: Melbourne, Port Adelaide, Western Bulldogs, Sydney,
Okay?
Brisbane, Geelong, Essendon, GWS.
Very similar top 8, just in different
I believe it's the
positions.
exact same top 8.
I didn't have... Wait, you had Essendon in
No,
top 8?
I sorry, as in last year. Same top 8 as
Oh,
last
okay.
season.
Yeah, gotcha.
So it goes against that rule.
That's
but
lazy, isn't it?
yeah, fuck. Useless.
I thought of doing that, but now I can't do that now.
Not in the same order, but I can't. Like, I think there was the guys that finished top 8 ever improving, and I think the people that finished outside the top 8, except for Richmond, don't really show any promise.
Okay.
Bottom 10 then, in order again: Carlton, Richmond, St Kilda, West Coast, Fremantle, Hawthorn, who, as I mentioned today to you, I think that could be a 17th, 16th situation. Then Adelaide, Collingwood, North, Gold Coast. You know why I'm happy with this? Because I picked Gold Coast to finish 18th 5 months ago,
Before
not
Ben
knowing
King.
Ben King was going to get injured. Now it's all but certain.
I still think that they, at some point, it'll click with their great youth, but they've also got great youth in their top 16 players, and then it drops off a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's the worry, because you're only as strong as your bottom 6 players, in my opinion, which is why I don't have Carlton in my top 8, because doing best 22s recently, Carlton's worrying me at the bottom.
Oh no! I might have
But
made an error.
I'm alone in that because a lot of people are tipping
No,
the
I think-
Blues for finals.
So yeah, Carlton, on paper, realistically, should be probably a top 6 team.
Oh, with the Stars, they've got
Yeah.
one of the best young forwards, one of the best young midfielders, one of the best young fullbacks.
Yeah.
If they stay fit, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sime,
Cool.
fetus.
Number 1. So I did top 8 because no
That's
one
okay.
wants
No,
to.
well, at the end of the year, no one gives a fuck who finishes.
Yeah.
ninth
And no one wants to
18th.
hear my take on the bloody anyway. So Geelong,
Oh.
Yep.
because I think they are an older list, but I think they were really getting it together,
Yep.
and I think they will continue to do so. Melbourne number 2, Bulldogs 3, Brisbane 4.
Yep.
The same top 4 as last year also.
What was it actually?
No, Bulldogs finished 5th, I'm sorry.
Fuck, you're lazy.
And Geelong was 3rd, weren't they?
That was top 4.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, right. I see what you're
Sorry,
saying.
top 4 teams.
GWS, Richmond, because is it old mates last year?
Which old mate? Rewalt?
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be close.
Yeah. I reckon.
And Cochin.
Yeah, I reckon they're going to rally and get pretty high, so they'll be in finals. Essendon, I reckon they're due because they've got a few of their younger guys. Is Stringer younger or not?
Older, but not old.
Not as old as you might think.
But they got Parrish and a few other guys, Merritt, those guys coming through. So I think they're going to play quite well. And then I had Carlton because I just love Walshy
Yep. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
and
Very reasonable.
T-Mac. No, not T-Mac. What's his bloody
Harry
name?
Mackay.
Harry Mackay.
H-Mac.
Yeah, H-Mac. There you go. I like him. And who's going to fall from the sky? Sydney Swans.
Okay.
They're not gonna. They're not
you
going to
jumped
register.
off. You jumped
I
off
jumped
Sydney
off.
straight on to Melbourne.
Yeah,
I'm not completely convinced by Sydney, but I still had them thereabouts.
yeah. I could almost follow Carlton at this stage.
So last year you went from Sydney to Melbourne,
Yeah.
and now you're going to go from Melbourne to Carlton.
No. I'll stick with. I like the guy. I like the guys from Melbourne.
I'm just-
That's what I reckon.
I'm just looking at Geelong's fixture because I know you kind of rolled your eyes at Geelong being first, and I did a ladder predictor game by game again, grain of salt, and Geelong I had top.
Okay.
Because Geelong, all their home games aside from two, they play Essendon at the G, and you'll talk about this later, but Essendon will probably lose because we have no one to compete with Tom Hawkins. He'll kick 47 and et cetera, et cetera. And then the only other home game that they play outside of GMHBA is the standard, everyone, let's get the Geelong-Richmond game at the G, which is such fucking bullshit. I hate it. But yeah, that I think they'll go undefeated at GMHBA, which they pretty much do.
Yeah, okay.
So they play 9 games there, so that's 9 wins flat out. And then they've just got to win against some quite honestly trash teams in non-GMHBA games.
I'll put it this way: they're going to have to, because the cliff with that age demographic is fast approaching.
Oh yeah, it's going to end soon. But it's funny because you look at their list and you're like, there's some kids. There's some good kids.
I don't think they're elite end talent enough kids to be the next wave, like as the guys start to retire. They're good players without being elite, which was Hawthorn's issue.
Haven't
That was
had the
entirely
complete-
Hawthorn's issue.
They haven't had the game time yet. But like in that, you've got to include Jack Henry, who is arguably one of the best defenders in the comp.
Yeah, and he might get better.
Yeah,
Like, who knows?
But yeah,
yeah.
That's our top 18. So any kind of top 8s at least. Is there any big calls that we're thinking there? Like you've got pretty much yours probably Carlton jumping into the finals,
Yeah.
scratching in.
Yep.
Everything else is. I think 6 of the 8 positions are almost guaranteed. They're pretty bog standard. Like I know you don't have Port there, but realistically, if we're being completely honest, it's Brisbane, Geelong, Melbourne, Western Bulldogs, Port Adelaide.
Well, last year's
Was that the-
until they're
yeah.
overtaken, and we don't know who will overtake them.
Yeah,
So,
it's looking. But in saying that, I think it's going to be a more even year than it did look like last year. Aside
Yeah.
from Gold Coast dropping off, like there's anyone into the 13th, which is like I anticipate being West Coast, Fremantle. Those guys could play finals.
yeah.
Realistically.
Even the wooden spoon race, it seems to be online. It's like about 6 teams
Yeah.
that are in the. Yeah.
Look, my big call is just. I reckon it's going to be Adelaide for the wooden spoon.
Okay.
And I would love to see the North Melbourne boys just even 17th.
I reckon. Oh no, I've actually got like I know I have North sitting 17th, but I think they can surprise people. I think the young talent could all click.
Yeah, they're very young and they've had a good. Well, they've had an off season. I don't know how
Yeah.
good it's been, but they've had some time to gel together
It's
and
been a lot better than previous.
they've been in the
years.
gym and they've had a few kicks, so they're probably going to do a little bit better.
Oh, they look like they've gone bowling a bit.
Yeah, they've done a bit of that, but they still have like Zeeble and those guys.
Yeah, they've still got the old heads.
Yeah.
They haven't really lost anyone that's worth that's upsetting to lose, which they typically do.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not top 8, but 14th, that's a win for them.
Yep.
If they can get up to 14th,
I think-
that means there's 4 teams that are worse.
Yeah,
They'll
exactly.
they'll be the team with a few players that go from, who was this guy again, to like, oh, he's really good. And that will help.
And like on paper, there's a few of them already picked.
But
Right.
I've got 2 calls, one Supercoach related.
Are we doing, is that for the round 1 or a quick little...
Oh,
snippet?
no, so just my big call for a player who's going to make All-Australian is Zach Bailey
Yeah.
on a half-forward flank. And my big Supercoach call, even though it's a Hawthorn player, Joe Newcomb's going to average 90.
Did you have him in your team?
No. because Jared Berry's at the same price, and I think Jared Berry has the history of scoring better.
Yeah,
so I need to
right.
play the smart game for now, but it won't surprise me.
Yeah, okay.
Let's just put it that way.
Fair enough. And it probably could go up a couple of notches if I'm honest.
Let's go up a couple of notches.
Oh, righto. In what way? What do we got?
Well, we're going straight in for, as we've mentioned, probably 42 at least times footy starts in 2 days.
Yeah.
From recording day, you'll probably listen to this. You'll at least listen to it before the season starts. You might not watch it until the season starts. I'll do my best, I promise. I'll
Yep.
do my best,
Thank
guys.
you.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, round one is upcoming. Let me remove my filter from Geelong. But has anyone got a couple of? We're not doing round game by game
I
analysis.
won't spend in much time on it, whatever it is.
But what have we got for round one? What's some big calls? Teams that you think are going to establish themselves very early?
My big call you're going to be happy with because you're going is Essendon are going to beat Geelong.
First game for many a moon.
Essendon will defeat Geelong.
Mate, if that happens, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming home.
St Kilda versus Collingwood will be one of the worst games of the season because they're going to be sloppy and I don't think they're going to be two very good sides this year.
Yep.
Hawthorn versus North Melbourne is going to be sleeper game of the round because they're both young teams that are going to want to prove themselves that their rebuild is better at that point. And we should get to watch Ward versus Horn Francis, which would be very cool. And the other big call, I don't know who's going to win, but whoever wins out of Melbourne and the Western Bulldogs is going to win comfortably.
Okay. Well, my first one is AFL historians will be upset with the fixture scheduling for this, but I'm fucking glad Carlton Richmond's gone.
Yeah.
First game of the year, it can't be that. I can't watch Richmond win again.
Yep. No.
So it's usually, don't get me wrong, it's usually a good game for some reason. No matter how bad Carlton are, they usually turn
It
up.
goes okay.
For some
Yep.
reason. We've just watched an umpire get absolutely
The cricket umpire.
floored.
Square leg.
But yeah, super glad that it's Melbourne Western Bulldogs. I think continuing, we should always do the grand final rematch. There's a reason they made the grand finals because they're the two best teams.
Yep.
And there's no reason to believe they won't be again. I can't say Essendon's going to beat Geelong.
It's going to happen.
That's not a thing. But I think Sunday is a very good day of football. I'm looking forward to it.
Because who knows what's going to happen?
No, exactly. As you said, Hawthorn, North Melbourne. It's like so many unknowns. We're going to see
A lot of good young kids.
what we think will be 5 of the 10 best players in 6-7 years' time. Probably will play in this game. Adelaide, Fremantle are very on par with each other. I think that it could be a cracking game. And then West Coast, Gold Coast is interesting because who the fuck plays for either of these teams? It's actually, I don't think there's a weak game except for St Kilda Collingwood, which unfortunately is Friday night because Collingwood have so many fans. I assume that is the only reason that game exists on a prime time.
I can't watch it anyway. We've got a practice game on Friday night. If you want to watch two Bulldogs teams go at it in a jumper clash, come down to Ginger Footy Oval to watch Ginger and Thaguna.
Oh, yeah, that'd be tough.
Probably odds on to be a better game than St Kilda Collingwood, though. So.
Shirts versus skins.
What
My
do you got round
prediction is going to keep it simple. I don't want this to happen, but I predict that a major star will have a season-ending injury.
Ooh, and season, not
Don't
just
name
half
anyone.
the season.
I won't name anyone, but I reckon
Do you have someone in mind, or you just blanket
no
statement?
blanket statement. That's just how I feel, and that's what's going on.
Has that recent history, has that occurred? Like last year, Danger got rubbed out for a while with a big
Rayner in the
bump.
pre-season.
Yeah, anyone?
I can't remember a big injury round one. This is a weird thing to say. My favourite injury ever. I know it's odd. Round one, Richmond and Carlton. Dale Thomas is at Carlton. 30 seconds into the game, goes for a tackle, dislocates his shoulder, runs off, just holding it, and then misses like 9 weeks.
Yeah, that
30 seconds into round one.
that would
that's
be-
as good as Trelaw, the double bangers.
Oh,
both
no,
hamstrings
okay.
at once.
But that would be my favourite injury because you're playing, right? You're getting paid, $800K. no worries. Then you're like, boom, boom, both hammies, like, fuck, can't play for a while. For the next, how long does that take? 12 weeks to come back from? 12 weeks. You've got free travel on the bus. You've got the best seats in the house.
you
You
gotta
don't have
not
to
play.
pay
They
for.
love playing.
Nah.
And they've got incentive-based contracts.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. But still, you get pretty decent pay and you get a good
why you
seat.
do both hamstrings at once because
Trelaw,
it's
yeah.
100k
It's
per
efficient.
hamstring.
Yeah, it's efficient. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, that's very good.
I'm not laughing at the injury. I'm laughing at the circumstance.
No,
Like,
but the thing is,
Oh,
he
yeah.
got,
What are the
he
chances?
got back to
Like,
play in
Jesus.
the grand final that year. He didn't miss a lot of football considering
yeah,
he tore
we
both
don't
hamstrings.
we don't advocate injuries. Is how I'd
No.
like to end that.
Or do you have a big call to wrap it all up?
Me,
Yeah.
well, my heart, big call is Essendon top 4.
Oh, this is in a round. Oh, after round
No,
one.
that's sorry. Round 1, big call.
You lose, but still finish top 4.
Nah, my big call is I can't see who it could be, so it's not really that big a call, but someone will stamp their authority. Like in a game that we don't think they have any right to win the way that they do.
Like the next star of the comp will do it.
A player, a team, like, for example, like Sydney JWS, Sydney Derby, 5-10 Saturday, Sydney come out and win by 84 points.
I think
And
Giants
it's-
will win by 50.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Like someone, and it'll be like, oh shit, maybe they are pretty good.
Yeah.
Not that that's a big call because odds on it's
Yeah,
probably going to
it's
happen.
gonna
But
Nah, it's good.
So we started with Warney, and Warney's on the screen.
Yeah,
It's the end of
so
the pod.
I don't want to go on too long, but I was watching this one dayer, and they had the Aussies had their one day caps with the star on it. I had one of those.
Nice.
And also the West Indies had their maroon wide brimmed hats. Had one of those. So this is absolutely my era of cricket you were just watching, just so you know. And what you were seeing, it wasn't filling the whole screen because back in those days, the screen ratio was a little bit different. Widescreen didn't exist. So,
No, sure.
and then
man.
when it changed, can you remember the first show you watched when it changed to widescreen? Or did you always have widescreen?
I remember watching a movie
I don't remember
that
not
had
having
Tom
widescreen.
Hanks in it called Road to Perdition.
Yeah.
And I remember feeling like I was that actor at a third rock from the sun and I was squinting at everything.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yes, that
fucking
guy.
I'm going to
Fuck
steal
that
this from
guy.
Family Guy, but like, what are you squinting about? It's not even that bright.
Oh, yeah, he was really annoying. So
I don't know any of the words that you said.
Guess
anyway.
who was on that show? Third rock from the sun.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, and John Lithgow.
Yeah.
yeah,
And the squinty bloke.
and the squinty bloke. My first widescreen was The Simpsons, and I'd been watching it for so many years, and I was just like, oh, I don't like this. This won't bloody last. And yeah, it did. So I was wrong. As will my predictions for the ladder might not last.
I don't want to hope your Supercoach team predictions are wrong, but in relation to my own, I hope they're slightly wrong.
Yeah, well, we'll just see, buddy. I tell you what, we're going all right.
Well, yeah, we've been here a while. I was going to do like what the podcast is going to look like this year, but then we had some more Warney quips, so we might just leave that for next week.
Oh, soz.
Yep, save it.
Well, that's it. Border Barrels signing out. Oh, it went again. Oh, I didn't know what part. I thought it would have just been the end. Don't know my own song. Oh well.
I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.